Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Wolves Kingdom. Today we've decided to call it a rest day and we're not distributing breakfast today, but this is episode 2 of Hard Talk. Let's have a one-on-one once again, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the other day, I was helping out in the kitchen and my shopping board was on the Gulf News. Peeking out of the side was a small little article in the Gulf News that said, "A German Shepherd dies." Wonderful. I started reading the article. I love animals. And I finally figured out that this article made the Gulf News because the German Shepherd belonged to Joe Biden, the US President. Oh God. CNN must have made a fortune on this. Fox News must have celebrated this. America Online would have projected this. Voice of America must be having fun with this. I'm not against animals. I'm an absolute animal lover. But ladies and gentlemen, here is my $6 million question. Where is Gulf News? Where is CNN? Where is Fox News? Where is America Online? When a child dies of hunger. 3.1 million children a year die of the greatest pandemic known to mankind since the beginning of times, ladies and gentlemen, and that is hunger. And here we are fighting COVID-19, and we still haven't been able to figure out a vaccine for it. But look at the irony, ladies and gentlemen. Not a single politician has died of COVID-19. These ministers don't die. Politicians don't die. Superstars don't die. Who dies? You. You are dying. You are the common man. The poor is dying. Why? Has anybody ever thought of that? Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, having a field day with the Palestinians. The Palestinians are dying. God knows how old the war is. Bashar al-Assad, sitting in Syria, since God knows how many years. The Syrians are killing their own selves. Refugees from Syria going all over the world. UK, Canada, United States. And guess who's helping them? The great United Nations. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm amazed. Very nice. But my dear United Nations, you need to figure this out. It is not the spoils of war you need to celebrate. Because to the winner goes the spoils. And there are no winners in a war. The idea behind the intervention of the United States should be to stop the war itself. Not just go out and send ambulances for the refugees. There's no point in doing that. Is it? The pharmaceutical industry, billion-dollar empire, $56 billion industry, ladies and gentlemen, $56 billion. They're giants. My country, I will not talk about any other country today. I'm going to talk about Pakistan itself. My Prime Minister, Imran Khan, when he came to power, I said to myself, now here, after almost 80 years of existence, I have an educated Prime Minister. You're ruling my country. But what is he doing? Imran Khan is investing 2 billion PKR, rupees, Pakistani rupees, towards the education in Pakistan and spending $9 billion on acquisition of arms and ammunition. People are dying of hunger. Pakistan has no education. Pakistan has no infrastructure. The standard format Pakistani common man today has no electricity, no clean running water, no schools in villages, no proper education system. And Prime Minister Imran Khan expects us to pay taxes to this government. Wake up, Mr. Khan. We do not need a gunslinging cowboy running our nation. We need an Oxford graduate to do the needful. Johnson & Johnson, the largest pharmaceutical in the world today, $56 billion empire. And 3.1 million people, 1 million children are dying in this world, ladies and gentlemen, of the greatest pandemic of all times, hunger. And what is the United Nations doing about it? United Nations, I urge you to compel the nations to stop armament, start disarmament, and invest their money on their own people living inside their own country. Don't let them go out to greener pastures. Give them support in your own country. Empower the farmer. Empower the uneducated. And then will this world become a better place. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen. Bashar al-Assad, the Syrian president, sits in his air-conditioned office every day while Syrians are being massacred day in and day out. He wears a designer suit, watches CNN in his air-conditioned office, and goes home. Israelis are massacring the Palestinians. United Nations is watching. America, the United States, the policemen, the so-called policemen of the world. How come they put their foot in every single war that takes place in this world? How come they never put their foot down on Israel when Israelis were massacring Palestinians? And they still are. Do you know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because the Jews are running the United States of America. That is why. So wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Now is not the time to fight COVID-19. Now is the time to fight the greatest pandemic of all times, hunger itself. This pandemic has opened up a lot of Pandora boxes all over the world. Sorry about that. But that is the honest truth. And that it is what currently is happening in this world. Tragically so. The common man still feels that during elections he goes to polls and he votes. And because of his voting, XYZ becomes the man who will be king. Wake up, my human friends. This used to happen in the Stone Ages. The man who would be king is elected in your country by a handful of people sitting in an air-conditioned office. The pharmaceutical dons, the drug mafia, the arms beggars, the arms manufacturers, and a few senators. They sit over a coffee table and decide about the man who would be king. Your vote doesn't matter anymore. Never did. That used to happen in the Stone Ages. So be very careful before you decide on who is the man that's going to be king in your country. These are the things United Nations is supposed to look into. After the war, United Nations brings in aid to the Syrian refugees, to the Palestinians, to the hungry. But stop the war, United Nations, is my take on this. Stop the war, cut it in the root. Do not allow nations to spend so much on arms and ammunition. Tell them to empower themselves with education. They will never ever have to go to war again. I promise you this. God bless you all, ladies and gentlemen, and stay tuned to my channel for next week's Hot Talk with the Wolf. Have a wonderful day.